So the last section of that song says, Jesus, I feel you near. Healing is now. The way is clear. We must love everyone that we see. We look to you. You take our hand, and we are free. Jesus, we trust in thee. Give us strength from your heart to keep us free. The way of love is all that we need. You understand and take our hand, and we are free. So I am so grateful that our brother Neil Andrews has experienced such liberation, and I'm sure many of you who are joined with us today have also experienced liberation. I certainly have experienced liberation, and liberation is the will of God for every being, every human being on this earth, every single entity who is now participating in the reincarnational cycles of life. But that liberation is never forced on anyone. It is actually when the soul, when the self has had enough of the pain and the suffering and the tragedy and the struggle that the ego self or the unhealed self creates, then the soul is humbled enough to open to the divine within, to open to the part of the self that is God. And that part of ourself that is God takes our hand and guides us through the pain we have held for so long within, the trauma we have held for so long within, the anger, the rage we have held for so long within, the fear, the guilt we have held for so long within. So when Neil Andrews had that experience of being let out of prison, the prison is the amalgamation of our pain and our suffering and our struggle and our fear and our anger and our rage and our guilt, and every single human being who is walking this earth has all of that within, and that is why life on earth can seem to be such a hot mess. We have told you over and over again that that is the way it needs to be, because this is a sphere of purification where you come to witness your out of balance state in form, and where you can choose from your free will when you have had enough to have the out of balance state healed by the part of yourself that is God. As was shared by Neil, this does not happen all at once. It is a daily path, it is a daily process, and it may take years in your time. But from the moment you begin, you will start to feel better and better. Your life will become better and better and better and better until one day you feel yourself released from your prison. So we say to you, do not despair. Do not despair for yourself. Do not despair for others. Because the path of healing is right here. It is available to every single human being. But they must choose to walk it. Jesus, I feel you near. Healing is now, the way is clear. We must love everyone that we see. We look to you. You take our hand and we are free. Loving everyone that you see is a natural byproduct of this path. And it's not a personal love, for it is impossible to love human beings who are in the full throes of the negative ego self. You cannot love them on that level. You cannot like them on that level, but there is a part of you as you become enlightened that understands their suffering, their path, their process. And from that place, you begin to feel love for everyone you see. It is a divine love, and more of you who are in this community will have that experience. Jesus, we trust in thee. Give us strength from your heart to keep us free. The way of love is all that we need. You understand and take our hand and we are free. The way of love is the path of self-transformation. The path of self-transformation heals the lovelessness within the human self. The path of self-transformation will cause you to love yourself as you are loved by God. Completely, totally, unconditionally, with all of your heart, with all of your soul, with all of your mind, with all of your being, with all that you are, and all that you have. The path of self-transformation opens you to a mystical experience of the part of yourself that is God. And you then truly begin to feel that everyone and everything is a part of you. And so you will naturally love everyone you see, knowing that they are an essential part of you, an essential part of God. Now the mother is here, and her message is, do not suffer with or for others. Love them. Do not suffer with or for them. Love them from that place within you where I dwell, and be available to help them heal and transform their consciousness, energy, and patterning. I know that it is so difficult to see your siblings suffering and struggling and living in such devastation and turmoil on earth. But give that pain to me. Let yourself feel it if it's there. And in our time together, let the emotions move. And I will fill you with my presence of love for you. And it will open you to the states of being that have just been described. And you will receive what you have come to know as the peace that passeth all understanding. And you will live in the joy that passeth all understanding. So let us pray together now, beloved ones. You may speak these words aloud if you choose. God, I have let you in. My mind is surrendered to your love. My heart is surrendered to your love. My thoughts and emotions are surrendered to your love, God. My body is surrendered to your love, God. I accept being changed right now, God. I accept being healed right now, God. I accept being transformed right now, God. Release me from my prison. Cause me now to love myself, God, as you love me, with all of my heart, and all of my soul, and all of my mind, and all of my being. With all that I am, and all that I have, God. For I am here on earth to enjoy everything. This is why you have created me. This is the purpose you have given to me, God. And now we want you to connect with your heart, feel your heart's desires, whatever they are, and know that that is your soul's purpose. And surrender it all to the part of yourself that is God in this way. I am caused now by God within me to completely fulfill myself, my life, and my purpose on earth. I am caused now by God within me